Right, hello. I'll wait until someone comes on, but I'll start recording as if this is a normal video. So, we're going to be decorating Henry's old Viv. So we're going to balance you around here, because I'm recording with my phone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And I'm just going to start filling the enclosure with substrate while I wait for people to turn up. So, we are decorating this Viv for a Royal Python. We're obviously going to be doing this nice and slow rather than rushing it. As it's a clean slate for this enclosure, it's only ever had Henry in it, so this will be interesting. I've just recently, literally just before starting this stream, I disinfected this vivarium, so it should be all nice and sterile. I've wiped it all down so there's none of the stuff on here, and hopefully it'll be ready for Pep, my pinstripe Royal Python. So we'll be using a mixture of substrates today. We'll be using lignocell and some bark chips just to hold the humidity. A lot of people don't use lignocell because they don't like the fact that it moulds, but in my experience it's only ever moulded if you don't clean it regularly. So I'm using lignocell and I don't really care. So I'll be doing this enclosure, and then also I'll be filming another video after this live stream of me doing up an enclosure for an OBT, as I am buying 2 OBTs. They're slings, but they're a little bit bigger than the baby I've got, because the baby has been burrowed for a long time and I'm not entirely sure if it's doing okay, but I don't want to dig it up, so I'm going to get another 2 examples just in case. It was eating, I saw it drinking, but some slings are just finicky like that. It happens. I mean, the Borneo Black Nightfall is doing perfectly fine. I can actually see her out now, in fact, while I'm on the live stream. You can just about... Oh, she's moved. Where have you gone? She's in here anyway. She was on the glass, but she doesn't like being picked up. She's webbed up this enclosure very nicely. So, for any of you that don't know, Henry recently passed away, which is why his enclosure is empty. It's got a heat mat already fitted, glued down, set to around the 30-degree hotspot. But I will see if that's okay for a Pep, because it's an old heat mat, so it might need replacing, but we're going to give it a go. A Pep is a small example of a male Royal Python, and he's actually been due an upgrade now for probably a couple of months. But yeah. The other thing is with this is that I bought some new decorations from Snakes and Adders. I'll show you their business card before I end the stream because it's on this Viv. And hopefully everything goes swimmingly when I'm doing this, and I can keep it nice and sterile for a Pep, and he can move into it tonight. I've got some new decorations. I've got some plants that I've never used before. I want to reuse some of the old decorations that Henry had, because there's no point holding on to them if I'm not going to use them for something. What I was going to do originally is put Jaffa in here, my corn snake, and move a Pep up to Jaffa's enclosure, but I don't see the point in doing that. What I might do is move Jaffa into a 4-foot enclosure and then use that 3-foot enclosure for Bernard. I feel like that would be a more sensible option. Because Bernard is an even smaller male example of a Royal Python than a Pep is, and they don't need a 4-foot enclosure yet. They may need one in the future if they do continue to grow, but they are extremely small examples of Royal Pythons, so I'm not too worried. So we're just doing like a thin base layer of lignocell. And we will also be adding some cork bark on top to just add to texture and keep the humidity nice and high. because obviously they need around 50 to 70% humidity, ideally around 60. And Lignocell is great for like up to 50. Really, it's quite a substrate. I'll put you actually on the Lignocell now, so you can see a little bit of dust coming up because this Lignocell has just been opened. The cork bark will also help with that, because you don't want an enclosure to be too dusty. Lignocell, in my experience, is a lot less dusty than Aspen is, which is the main reason for using that over Aspen. But as you can see with the light, it does highlight a little bit of the dust. It does settle, and also if it doesn't, I will be switching brands because this is a new Lignocell brand, and usually Lignocell has no problems for me. So we will now, do I want to add this cork bark or the other cork bark? I've got, I think I might actually already have some open cork bark rather than going to find some scissors for that. No, this is Spider Life substrate. Oh, while you're here actually, this right here is Jaffa. And she's just poked her face up because she's hungry, because she's on a diet and she's a fat shit. And all she wants to do is eat, eat, eat. I will, oh, I've got my Stanley knife here, I'll So with the bark, it's not a good idea to have this as just a normal substrate. You can have this with other things like I'm doing, but I'm just basically putting it over the top to add a little bit of texture to the enclosure. And just scattering it around a little bit because it's, yeah, it'll do. I'm a little bit gutted that no one's actually come to see the live stream, but ah well, we digress. Okay, so we've now just about done this, so I'm going to add a little bit extra where the foam was. So that's roughly what we're looking at now. I'll put you in here. So ignore this strip as well, there is another thermometer that goes in here, but that's just there for the rough temperature so I can keep an eye on it. And then obviously there's this side as well. So that's going to be the base substrate. I'm now going to find somewhere for you. Actually, I'll position you in this back corner and I will take the glass out. So I'll do this. Right, cool. So now I'm going to start decorating. So I'll start by adding the new hide I bought, which I believe is in this bag here. It's a pretty big hide. Oh, brilliant. Pretty big one again from Snakes and Adders. I'm actually going to put this on the cold side and I'll show you what it looks like. So we'll position you this side. I'll put it on the hot side, sorry, I'll put you on the cold side. So this is going to go there. So then there's the big rock hide right there. So this is on the heat mat. Eventually all my snakes will be put onto heat lamps, but the Royals have been living in Iraq for a long time and they'll be okay with the heat mat for the time being, and he's just in dire need of an upgrade rather than a complete change. I don't want to stress him out too much. So then we've added that. We then want to add, I've got a bit of cork bark that I bought for him. It's got some bloody sellotape on it and I don't want to cut the cork bark because it's an already pretty cool size. I'm going to keep it how it looks. So we'll stick that sellotape in the bin. Again, this is from Snake Snadders, so if you're ever in the local area, you should definitely go check it out. So the bit I like about this cork bark is that it's kind of got an entrance already made into it, so I can use it as like a hide back here, like that. So this is this side, this is the warm side, and then that's the cold side. And then it's time to add some plants in. So we need plants in a water bowl, so I'm going to have to get his water bowl out of his enclosure and then choose what plants I want. So let me just have a look. I've got a fair few plants. I'll just get them all out and we'll see what fits. So I'll try this one first. It's like a little fern looking one. We'll see if I can get it in the cork bark. And while we're actually fitting this, I'll rest you here, or in the corner maybe. You can just about see what I'm doing. So we're going to try and get this plant to like sit somewhere. So let's have a look see if there's any holes in the cork bark. Like that. So we've got a nice big plant coming out here. A little bit further forward so there's a place for it to lay behind. And then, so that's what it looks like currently. I don't know if I like it, might change it, but it's going to enough for the time being. I'm probably going to add some sort of flower behind here, and then his water bowl is going to be going straight in the middle. So a pretty basic setup, but an improvement from what he had. So it looks nice from that angle, but from actually looking into the enclosure, it doesn't look great. I wonder if I can, is there a hole that goes like further in maybe? Just trying all of them. Oh, I can maybe do that one and then have it like, there you go, that might look a little bit better. And then like bend, because these are all fake plants by the way, not real plants if you haven't already noticed. I'm not very good at keeping bioactive enclosures alive, so we're going to stick with fake plants. I think that looks better. That definitely looks better. So we've sorted that plant out. Now we will have a look at getting another plant. So we want one that comes out behind the hide. So I've got a lot of small ones like this. I've got like this one. And I've got two of these. Oh, they're slightly different actually. I think we'll try an actual flower kind of plant. So I'm going to go with the slightly darker one. So let's have a look. Let's see how we can wedge this one in. We could maybe even just have it like over the top. Or we could maybe have it like, is there another like way to rest it in here maybe? See, it's hard to get like actual plants in there. I wonder if I've got like a vine. I do, I've got Henry's old vine. This one. So this one's going to go in. So you just literally put this vine in and have it go over the top, like the entrance to the cave. Like that. Have some going down the sides, so it looks like it's overgrowing through the enclosure. And that was pretty cool. So like that's the vine bit, and then there's the planted bit there. Now we just need to get the water bowl. So let me just grab that in 2 seconds. It's got a bit of lignocell on it, but it's nothing that'll hurt him. So we'll then embed this in here. And then we'll fill it back up with water. okay, I quite like this actually. So this is what it looks like now. So there's the water ball in the middle and then the plant there. And then we will get Pep out, who I believe is actually chilling right now, so give me 2 seconds. It's okay, Pep. Oh man. Okay, so this is a Pep, like I said. Very small example of a royal python. But we'll let him go for a little explore, see if he likes it. There you go, Pep. I was hoping he'd go towards the camera, but he's not. This is a Pep. Going straight into the dark-eyed look. What an awesome snake. This is the bottom of him. He's probably only just over 3 foot long, so this enclosure will be ideal for him. He's also he is quite a young, small example of a royal python, but he's very, very cool. He's going straight in. So then once he's in, I'm going to fit the glass back in, and then I'll show you the enclosure one more time, and we'll be loving life. So the glass. I'm going to figure out how this goes back in, so this needs to be... Let me move your tail. Don't hiss at me. Yeah, this needs to be... Shit, no. So this one's the back one. God, I'm so useless at this. And then this one. See, the glass could do with a clean, but that's not what I'm here for. Who cleans glass, am I right? And the glass is on. So then we will show you the enclosure one more time. So that's the hot hide, and then all the way over there, some water. Oh, and look who's come out to say hello. There is actually a cobweb on there, I didn't notice. I'll keep an eye on that. Are you coming out to say hello? Look at that. Go and explore, don't come in here. Don't come out here. Look at that for a snake. But yeah, that was building a Pep's Viv. So that's going to be his permanent home for the future. And I've now only got 4 more enclosures to buy and sort out. And I've also got to add some UV to some enclosures. What are you doing? It's just coming straight out to me. I don't know if he's in food mode or not. He appears to be directing... the phone might be warm. Maybe he's... Yeah, wait. Yeah, he's looking at the phone. Okay. But he seems to like the enclosure, which is nice. It's the appropriate humidity, because I'm using the same substrate as I always used. And the temperature, like I said, should have a 30-degree hotspot and roughly a 26-degree cold side, because that's the ambient temperature in this room. So, yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. If any of you do watch this, because none of you watched it live, I hope you enjoyed. And I'm sure a Pep is very grateful for you tuning in. So I shall see you next time. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.